Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning. I've been having some issues with my bike lately. It's making this strange clicking noise every time I pedal, especially uphill. It started about a week ago, and it's only gotten worse.
Morning. Clicking noises can come from a few places. Do you remember if it started after any particular ride or incident?
Actually, yes. I went on a rough trail last weekend, lots of rocks and uneven paths. The bike held up fine during the ride, but the noise began right after that.
That helps. It could be something in your drivetrain, like the crankset or pedals, or maybe the bottom bracket got knocked loose. Did you notice any issues shifting gears?
Now that you mention it, the rear derailleur seemed a bit sluggish yesterday. I had to really press the shifter to get into a higher gear.
Sounds like your derailleur may be misaligned too. Let's do a quick check. I'll hoist it onto the stand. Lift spike. Okay, I'm already seeing some wear on your chainring teeth and some play in the pedals. We're getting somewhere.
What underlying reason best explains why Leo hears the clicking noise predominantly when pedaling uphill? Why does the owner suggest the bottom bracket could be responsible, even though it's not confirmed? The phrase, "we're getting somewhere," most likely means you will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
That doesn't sound good. I've only had the bike for about a year. Shouldn't those parts last longer?
Generally, yes, but rough trails speed up wear and tear. Also depends on maintenance. How often do you clean and lube your chain?
Not as often as I should, probably. Once every couple of months, maybe?
There's your answer. Grit and dirt from trails can wear down components quickly if they're not cleaned out. The chainring wear and misaligned derailleur suggest a combo of impact and neglect.
All right, I hear you. So what's the damage, literally and financially?
You'll likely need a new chainring and chain. We should also service the bottom bracket and tune the derailleur. I'd recommend a full drivetrain inspection, maybe even replacing the cassette if it's too worn.
Sounds like a decent overhaul. How long will it take?
I can get it done by tomorrow evening, barring any surprises.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead with it. And yeah, I should definitely learn how to take better care of it.
Why does the shop owner believe the bike parts wore out faster than expected? What does the chainring wear and misaligned derailleur suggest? Why is the shop owner concerned about the chain and cassette?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Good call. I'll get started once we finish the work order. Do you want me to show you a few maintenance tips while you're here?
That would be great. I ride almost every weekend. It makes sense to understand the basics. What should I focus on?
Chain maintenance is key. Clean and lube it every 100 kilometers or after every muddy ride. Also, check your tire pressure regularly and keep an eye on the brake pads.
Got it. I guess I took the just ride approach too literally.
Happens to the best of us. Riding's the fun part, but maintenance makes sure the fun lasts. You'd be surprised how many repairs I see just from poor upkeep.
I'm learning that lesson now. Maybe I'll start doing my own basic tune-ups. Are there classes or something?
We run a monthly workshop. Hands-on, small group. You should come by. Next one's this Saturday.
I'm in. Thanks for the help and the wake-up call.
What is the primary reason the shop owner suggests chain maintenance to Leo? How does Leo feel about maintenance before this conversation?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey, Olivia, do you have a minute?
Sure, Ben. What's up?
I wanted to talk to you about the meeting schedule for Friday. I just noticed we're both supposed to present at the client briefing at 11 a.m., but I thought you were also leading the internal workshop for the new hires at the same time.
Oh no, you're right. I completely forgot the times overlap. I scheduled the workshop weeks ago, and then the client meeting was added later. I didn't realize they were at the same time.
Yeah, I noticed the conflict when I was reviewing the agenda this morning. I'm worried because both events kind of need your involvement, especially the workshop. You've been coordinating it.
I agree, and I definitely can't be in two places at once. Is there any way we could reschedule the client briefing?
I thought about that too, but I already checked with the client. They're flying in just for that time window. Rescheduling would be really difficult, but maybe someone else can handle the workshop?
I could ask Luna. She's familiar with the material, but I don't want to dump it on her last minute. I also don't want to compromise the quality. This workshop sets the tone for the entire onboarding week.
True. What if we shift the internal workshop to earlier in the morning, like 9 a.m.?
That could work. Let me think. Yeah, I could come in early and run it from 9 to 10:30. That gives me just enough time to transition to the client meeting.
That sounds like a solid plan. I can help set up the room early so we can start on time. And if you want, I can also cover the final 15 minutes with a Q&A or handouts just to wrap it up smoothly.
No problem at all. I just figured we should talk it through now instead of scrambling on Friday.
Definitely. I'll email Luna to update her and notify the new hires about the earlier workshop time. I'll also loop in HR so they're aware.
Perfect. I'll update the shared calendar and let facilities know we'll need the training room earlier.
Crisis averted. Thanks again, Ben.
Anytime, Olivia. We make a good team.
What primarily motivates Ben to bring up the scheduling conflict early? Why is Olivia hesitant to delegate the workshop to Luna? What quality does Ben display most prominently in the conversation? What is implied by Olivia's concern about setting the tone for onboarding week? Why does rescheduling the client briefing seem nearly impossible?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning, Lily. Please come in and have a seat. How can I help you today?
Good morning, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you. I wanted to talk about my course registration for next semester and also ask about transferring some credits from my previous university.
Of course. Let's start with the course registration. Have you looked at the course catalog for the upcoming semester?
Yes, I did. I'm planning to register for 4 courses: Advanced Microeconomics, Statistics 2, Environmental Policy, and Business Communication.
Those are good choices. Just make sure you're not overloading yourself. Did you check for prerequisites?
I did. I've already completed the prerequisites for microeconomics and statistics. I'm a bit unsure about environmental policy, though.
Let me check. Yes. For environmental policy, the only requirement is Intro to Public Policy, which you completed last semester, so you're fine there.
That's a relief. Now, about the credit retransfer, when I was at my previous university in Singapore, I completed 2 economics courses and 1 in public speaking. I've submitted the syllabi and transcripts already.
I see. I remember reviewing them. The Department of Economics has already approved one of your courses as equivalent to our intermediate microeconomics. That'll count toward your major requirements.
That's great. What about the other economics course?
That one covered international trade, right?
Yes, international economics.
Unfortunately, it doesn't fully match our curriculum. You can still transfer it as an elective, though. It won't count toward the major, but it'll go toward your overall credit requirement.
That's still helpful. And the public speaking course?
That's been approved for your general education communication requirement, so you won't need to take oral communication here.
Perfect. That's 3 courses less to worry about.
Just make sure you don't go below the 12-credit minimum each semester. With your plan and the transferred credits, you're still on track to graduate on time.
I really appreciate your help, Dr. Mitchell. I was worried I'd have to retake everything.
You're doing well, Lily. Just remember to register early. Courses like business communication fill up quickly.
Got it. I'll register first thing tomorrow morning.
Excellent. Feel free to reach out if anything comes up.
Will do. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. Good luck with your semester.
What concern did Dr. Mitchell subtly raise regarding Lily's academic plan? How does Dr. Mitchell reassure Lily regarding the environmental policy course? What can be inferred about Lily's academic progress before this meeting? What is implied by the advisor's comment on business communication? What conclusion can be drawn about Lily's graduation timeline? How did Lily handle the course equivalency process?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
In a groundbreaking scientific expedition, an advanced underwater robot has successfully explored the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the world's oceans. The robotic submersible named Aqua Explorer descended nearly 11,000 meters, about 36,000 feet beneath the ocean surface, reaching areas previously inaccessible to humans and technology. The Mariana Trench, located in the western Pacific Ocean, is known for its extreme pressure, darkness, and cold temperatures, making exploration highly challenging. However, the Aqua Explorer's state-of-the-art design enabled it to withstand pressures over 1,000 times that of the surface and operate autonomously in near total darkness. Equipped with high-definition cameras, sensitive scientific instruments, and robotic arms, the submersible collected invaluable data on the trench's geology, biology, and water chemistry. Scientists hope that these insights will deepen understanding of deep-sea ecosystems, including the unique creatures adapted to survive in such harsh environments. Among the fascinating discoveries were previously unknown species of bioluminescent organisms, thriving in complete darkness by producing their own light. The robot also captured stunning footage of hydrothermal vents, underwater geysers that release mineral-rich water and support complex microbial communities. Dr. Susan Patel, the lead oceanographer on the mission, expressed enthusiasm about the mission's success. She said, "This expedition represents a major leap forward in deep-sea exploration. The data we've gathered will contribute to our knowledge of ocean biodiversity and could even have implications for climate science, as deep ocean processes influence global systems." The Aqua Explorer mission highlights the importance of robotic technology in expanding human knowledge of Earth's final frontiers. Plans are already underway for future missions targeting other remote underwater locations to further unravel the mysteries of the deep ocean. This achievement underscores the growing role of robotics in scientific discovery, bringing humanity closer to understanding the vast and largely unexplored underwater world.
You will listen to a 2-minute video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Okay, so we're finally all here. We've got about 10 days until the presentation, and we still need to finalize our parts. Did anyone look at the professor's rubric?
I skimmed it. I think she wants a 10-minute presentation with some visuals, maybe a handout too.
It's actually a 12-minute presentation, minimum. I double-checked last night. And yes, a visual aid is required, either slides or a model.
Good catch. So who's doing what? I was thinking I could handle the intro and the background research section.
That's fine with me. I kind of wanted to work on the visual part. Maybe design a slideshow and include some charts or images.
Sure, but remember, she specifically said, don't just read off slides. We need to interact with the content.
Right. So maybe we can have some talking points on the slides, but keep it minimal.
Yeah, I can do that. So Maya does the intro and research. I'll handle the slides and maybe the conclusion.
Wait, shouldn't we split the conclusion and the question and answer? That way we're not overloaded. I'd actually prefer to do the summary and prep questions for the end.
Works for me. What about the case study section? That's still unassigned.
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that.
That's probably the most detailed part. Maybe we could tag team it. I don't mind doing the data analysis if someone else covers the implications.
Okay, Sarah and I can split that. I'll do the implications.
Great. So to recap, Maya will do intro, implications. Sarah will do summary, data analysis, question and answers. I'll do visuals and... Wait, am I doing the conclusion or is that Sarah?
Me. You're handling the slides and maybe transitions.
We need a draft ready by Friday. Can we all meet Thursday night to review?
Thursday. I might have my shift at the bookstore, but I'll try to swap.
If not, just send your part by email. We can rehearse without you.
Got it.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
The role of zoos in today's world sparks mixed opinions. Some view zoos as essential for wildlife conservation and public education, while others believe they compromise animal welfare and serve more for entertainment than genuine preservation. Supporters of zoos argue that these institutions have shifted from being places of display to centers of conservation. Many zoos participate in international breeding programs for species on the verge of extinction. Animals like the giant panda and the Przewalski's horse have benefited from such efforts. Zoos also collaborate with global organizations to support habitat conservation, research, and anti-poaching operations. In these ways, zoos are seen as key players in helping protect biodiversity and preserve species that might otherwise vanish from the planet. However, critics raise serious concerns about the ethical implications of captivity. They argue that even the best-designed zoos cannot recreate the freedom and complexity of wild habitats. Animals may suffer from stress, boredom, and unnatural behavior due to confinement. Critics believe that conservation should prioritize protecting species in the wild, not maintaining them in enclosures for public viewing. So, the debate over zoos and conservation is complex. When run responsibly, zoos can contribute meaningfully to global conservation and education. Yet, to maintain credibility, they must constantly assess their practices, prioritize animal welfare, and ensure their work benefits wildlife beyond the zoo walls.